Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today we're going deep on the Vikings-Rams rivalry.
Yeah.
But this isn't just about, who wins, right?
Right.
We're talking about the matchups,
Right.
the players to watch, the strategies, all that stuff that kind of makes the game fun.
Absolutely.
We've got game breakdowns, we've got player profiles, even some historical context, so...
It's going to be fun. What's interesting here is the Vikings.
Okay.
They've always been known for their defense.
Yeah.
But now they've kind of shifted, and they've got this really strong offense.
Yeah, totally different from what we've seen from them in the past.
Yeah.
And that's what makes this game so interesting against the Rams,
Right.
who, under McVay, they've got that balance.
Right.
Yeah, strong offense, strong defense.
Yeah, it's a clash of styles.
Yeah.
You're going to see two totally different approaches to the game.
Okay, so break it down for us.
Well, Vikings are going to try to outscore their opponents.
Right.
The Rams are going to want to control the game a little bit more. They're going to try to create turnovers,
Right.
stop the Vikings from getting into a rhythm.
Okay, so it's like a chess match already.
Pretty much, yeah.
Let's talk about the players.
Okay.
On the Viking side, Justin Jefferson.
Oh, he's a game changer.
Mm-hmm.
Arguably the best receiver in the league. I mean, amazing catches.
It's incredible.
His speed, his route running, he's just a problem for defenses.
Yeah.
I mean, he can take a 5-yard pass and take it 80 yards.
Exactly.
And just his presence on the field
yeah.
makes defenses adjust their coverages.
And then you've got Hawkinson
Oh, yeah.
at tight end. Adds another layer to that passing attack.
Especially in the red zone.
Yeah, that's where he shines. For anyone who doesn't know, the red zone,
Yeah.
that's that area inside the 20-yard line. That's where it gets interesting.
These get real.
Things get real. Now, the Rams, they've got a weapon on the rise too, right?
They do. Tutu Atwell. Incredible speed, great agility. He and Stafford have developed a real connection.
Yeah.
He could have a breakout game.
So how do you think the Rams are going to try to counter Jefferson?
I think they might try to use Atwell's speed to their advantage,
Right.
stretch the field a little bit,
Yeah.
make the Vikings cover more ground,
Yeah,
right,
that makes sense.
which might open up some underneath routes for their other receivers.
Okay, so like you said before, it's a real chess match going on here.
Oh, wait.
But we can't forget about the defense.
Of course not.
Aaron Donald for the Rams.
Oh, my goodness.
This guy is just a monster on the defensive line.
Disruptive.
Constantly pressuring the quarterback. I mean, what are the Vikings going to do?
Well, you might see them using a strategy called chipping,
Okay.
where a running back or a tight end helps block Donald.
Just to try and slow him down?
Yeah.
Because he is just that good.
He is.
But the Vikings have their own rising star too, right?
That's right.
Ivan Pace Jr., undrafted rookie linebacker.
Yeah.
I mean, exceeding all expectations.
Blowing people away. I mean, most analysts didn't even have him on their radar during the draft.
And now he's leading the Vikings in tackles for loss. I mean, that's huge.
Absolutely, yeah.
I mean, shutting down the run game is going to be crucial against the Rams.
For sure.
Now we got to talk about Stafford.
Ah, yes. Veteran quarterback.
Yeah.
Key part of their offense.
But he's been battling some injuries.
He has.
Do you think that's going to affect him?
Well, it adds another layer of intrigue, right?
Definitely.
His health, his mobility, it's definitely going to have an impact on how the Rams can execute their game plan.
Yeah. And speaking of health,
Yeah.
keeping Justin Jefferson on the field,
Absolutely.
that's crucial for the Vikings.
Yeah.
If he were to go down, I mean, that would be a huge blow to their offense.
Oh, yeah.
And let's not forget about Cooper Kupp.
Oh, absolutely not. Key wide receiver for the Rams, currently sidelined,
Yeah.
out with an injury. That puts a lot of pressure on Atwell.
Yeah. And the rest of those Rams receivers
It does.
to really step up.
They've got to deliver.
So we've got these offensive powerhouses, these defensive giants. We've got injuries on both sides.
Yeah.
It's a lot to consider.
It is.
But before we get into the nitty-gritty of the coaching strategies,
Yeah.
let's take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to explore those X's and O's that could determine the outcome of this game. Stay tuned.
All right, so let's dive into the strategy a little bit more here.
Okay, yeah. Because this is where it gets really interesting, right? For the viewer at home.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
When you understand what the coaches are thinking,
Right.
it just adds a whole other layer to the game.
Exactly. So what kind of strategic approaches do you think we might see from these two coaches?
Well, for the Vikings, I think Coach O'Connell is going to really try to utilize that offensive firepower.
Makes sense.
Spreading the field, multiple receivers,
Yeah.
really trying to challenge that Rams defense, create those mismatches. The goal is to give Cousins time,
Yeah.
space to find his targets. Jefferson, Hawkinson.
Right.
Right.
So basically dictate the tempo,
Yeah.
keep the Rams' defense on their toes.
Exactly. But, they also got to think about that Rams pass rush.
Right.
Led by Donald, obviously.
Of course.
So maybe a quick passing game.
Okay.
Get the ball out of Cousins' hands quickly. Avoid those sacks.
Yeah. I mean, like we said, it's a chess match.
It is.
Now, what about McVay? What do you think he's going to do?
Well, McVay is known for being pretty innovative
Okay.
with his play calling. So you might see some pre-snap motion misdirection plays.
Oh, I love those.
Trying to keep the defense guessing,
Yeah.
And of course, with Cooper Kupp out,
Right.
he's going to have to be even more creative.
Yeah. I mean, do you think Atwell's speed is going to play a bigger factor here?
I think so, yeah. I think they'll try to get him isolated
Okay.
against those Viking cornerbacks.
Yeah.
Maybe some deep routes, stretch the field vertically,
Take advantage of that speed.
Exactly. Maybe even a jet sweep and around, something like that.
Well, that'd be fun to watch. But I mean, they can't abandon the run game completely, right?
Oh, no, especially with Stafford nursing that injury.
Right.
Establishing a balance attack is key.
Yeah, makes sense.
Control the clock, set up those play action passes.
Right. Keep those Vikings guessing.
Exactly.
So both teams trying to establish their own offensive identity.
Yeah.
While also adapting to the opponent.
Yeah, this is where the coaching really comes in.
Yeah.
Making those in-game adjustments.
Yeah.
If something's not working.
Right.
Got to have a plan B.
Right. So you mentioned earlier the history between these two teams.
Yeah.
I mean, do you think that adds like another layer of intensity to this game?
Oh, for sure. These teams have had some battles.
Yeah.
I mean, the games that have gone down to the wire.
Right.
Just fueling that rivalry.
Oh.
Like, for example, back in 2018,
Okay.
the Vikings hosted the Rams. Big playoff implications.
Yeah.
It was back and forth. The lead changed hands several times.
Oh, man.
It came down to the last few minutes.
Wow.
And the Rams managed to pull out a narrow victory.
Oh, man. So,
Those are the games.
that's got to fuel the fire even more.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
It becomes part of the story, right?
Right. And so both teams are drawing on that for motivation.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
They want to add to that legacy,
Speaking of legacy, what about the quarterbacks? I mean, this is a big game for them, right?
Huge, yeah. I mean, Cousins and Stafford.
Yeah.
They've both had really successful careers.
Yeah.
But they also have their fair share of critics.
Right.
So this is a chance for them to silence those doubters.
Absolutely.
Make a statement.
What kind of statement do you think Cousins wants to make?
I think he wants to prove he can lead this team to victory.
Okay.
Against a tough opponent.
Yeah.
On a big stage.
Absolutely. And Stafford.
I think he wants to show that he's still got it.
Okay.
Even with those injuries, Right.
He's got the experience, the arm talent.
Yeah.
To lead this team to victory.
And what about that home field advantage?
Oh, that's a big one.
For the Vikings.
I mean, the crowd noise in Minnesota.
Oh, yeah.
Legendary.
It's intense.
It could really have an impact on the game.
It's like a 12th man on the field.
Exactly.
So we've talked about the players, the coaches, the history, the crowd.
Yep.
I mean, why should the listener at home care about this game?
Well, I think this game is like a perfect example of what the NFL is all about.
Okay.
It's got the athleticism, it's got the strategy, the unpredictability.
Like anything can happen.
Anything.
Oh.
Exactly. And I think, you see those individual moments of brilliance.
Right.
Those amazing plays. Those coaching battles.
Right.
That back and forth.
And the momentum shifts.
Oh, yeah. And it's a reminder.
Right.
That there are no guarantees.
Right.
Right. I mean, the underdog can win.
Right.
The star player can have a bad day. Anything can happen.
And that's why we love it.
That's the beauty of it.
That's why we keep coming back.
Every week.
So for our listener at home.
Yeah.
What do you want them to pay attention to? What are those little things that they should be watching for?
Pay attention to those subtle details.
Okay.
The coaching adjustments, how players respond to adversity.
Okay.
The momentum swings.
Right.
Those are the things that really make a difference.
It's like you're a detective.
Yeah.
Piecing together the story of the game.
Exactly.
So tune in.
Yes.
Don't just watch the scoreboard.
Right.
Really try to appreciate those intricacies.
Yeah.
The battles.
Performances.
What makes the NFL so great.
Yeah.
Think about this.
Yeah.
What's going to determine the outcome of this game?
Yeah.
Is it going to be the quarterback play?
Yeah.
Is it going to be the defensive lines?
Right.
Special teams? What is it?
Yeah.
Keep that in mind.
Yeah.
And enjoy the show.
Most importantly, enjoy the show.
Yeah. Here's something else to think about.
Okay.
Which team's identity
Okay.
do you think is going to be the winning formula?
Okay.
Is it that offensive powerhouse?
Yeah.
Or is it that defensive dynasty?
That's a great question.
Something to think about.
Okay. So let's have some fun here.
Yeah.
Time for some predictions.
All right.
But, this is all just for fun.
This is not about being right or wrong.
Exactly. Just kind of exploring those what ifs.
What if scenarios, yeah?
What's your gut feeling on this one?
I think I'd give a slight edge to the Rams,
Okay.
but I think it's going to be close.
Okay.
Like a real nail biter. I think their defense,
Right.
especially with Donald,
Of course.
I think that could be the difference maker.
Donald is a game wrecker, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm not counting out that Vikings offense.
Oh, no.
I mean, Jefferson,
Yeah,
he's got that explosiveness.
Oh, he can win a game single-handedly.
Yeah, good.
That's what makes this matchup so exciting.
Yeah.
Right.
It's going to be a good one.
Yeah, you've got everything you could want.
All the elements.
Yeah, like what if the Vikings offensive line can hold up
Right.
against that Rams pass rush?
Yeah.
And what if Cousins, avoids those turnovers?
Right.
They've got a shot.
They could definitely pull off the upset.
Yeah, what if the Rams can establish that run game?
Yeah.
Utilize Atwell's speed?
Keep those Vikings on their heels. Yeah.
Keep the pressure on Cousins.
Yeah.
They could walk away with the win, too.
It's going to be battle, for sure.
Yeah.
I think whichever team stays healthy,
Right.
executes their game plan.
Right.
That's who's going to come out on top.
And don't forget about those other factors.
Oh, yeah. All those intangibles.
Yeah, momentum.
Home field advantage.
Yeah, those coaching decisions.
And those last-minute calls.
All that stuff can play a role.
Oh, huge.
Yeah.
You can't predict that.
That's what makes football so great. Right? You never know what's going to happen.
It's unpredictable.
Exactly.
And those are the moments you tune in for.
Exactly. So, yeah, we've thrown around some predictions.
We have.
But I think the main takeaway is that this game is a must-watch.
Oh, absolutely.
You've got that clash of styles.
Yeah.
You've got all that talent. And like we've been saying, anything can happen.
Anything can happen in the NFL.
That's right. So for our listeners out there,
Yeah.
don't just tune in to see who wins.
Right.
Pay attention to the details.
The little things.
Yeah. The strategy, the performances.
Things that make football so great.
Yeah. What do you think is going to determine the outcome of this game?
Yeah.
Is it the quarterbacks?
Yeah.
The defenses?
Is it special teams?
Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? Think about that as you're watching.
Yeah.
And most importantly, enjoy the show.
We'll be back next week with another deep dive.
That's right.
Ready to tackle a whole new topic.
Until then, keep learning, keep exploring.
Keep diving deep.
Today is your lucky day. Today is the day that our $3 website works for you, paying you directly to your PayPal daily. Imagine $3 ongoing continuous payments to your PayPal account. Imagine falling asleep and waking up to $300 in your PayPal account. How would this make you feel? How could this help you? What bills could you pay? What kind of fun could you have? What does that retirement look like now? All for a one-time payment of $3. This website is DFY done for you, fully built and completely hosted, and never stops collecting payments for you. You have spent $3 on coffee on a regular, but that coffee won't help you create multiple streams of income. Click the link below.